it sets me free. And in my wildest imagination, I could never imagine you loving me as much as I do you. And it may be winter, it may be fall, I might have plenty.
Okay, you be the judge. Music Anuda and Raidho, the big Raidhos.
Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. In the church where a wedding is being, lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, down in the socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? People. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ellen Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. Oh, the lonely people. Where do they all come from? Oh, the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Oh, the lonely people. Where do they all come from? Oh, the lonely people. Where do they all belong?
So the speaker disappears when you get behind it. In fact, the speaker disappears when you sit in front of it. It's so good. Now, folks, we've heard that track in I don't know how many shows and how many showrooms, but I've never heard the detail and articulation like I just heard just a moment ago, Lars. It's amazing what the speakers can do. The resolving power of your loudspeakers have to be the best on the planet right now.
Thank you very much.
That's really, really incredible.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Incredible sound.
Thank you very much.
Quite extraordinary.
Yeah.
Raidho, Lars.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's important. That's my problem.
I'm Peter Brunninger.
I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael. You make such a wonderful product.
Thank you.
Did you grow up in a musical family? Did your parents musicians, or did you?
I have an engineering background, but I've always been playing around with making loudspeakers. Actually, I started making loudspeakers in primary school almost. And the reason is my father has a small carpentry, and a fire was at the Scanspring factory, and my father and a colleague of his bought off the stock damaged drivers or non-damaged drivers from the insurance company. So I always had a cabinet full of drivers, Scanspeak
Oh,
drivers.
what a
when I
cool
was
story.
young. So
How about
that's
that?
how I got started on this.
Gosh.
But actually our family has a musical vein. Børsen has been writing symphonies. And Ole Børsen, also part of the family, has been conducting the Danish Symphony Orchestra for many years. So we have music in us.
It's running in your veins.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first time I heard one of your speakers, I was just bowled over by the resolving power. And every time I hear the speaker at a show, it's very close to the best sound at the show. Consistent. So
Consistent.
that's what it is. And I find it in audio. I go to so many shows and so many rooms I sit down and listen to music in, and you get a flavor for the sound of a product. And your product always sounds like the recording. It doesn't sound like a product. And I think that that's a
I think one of the reasons is that we take so much focus in minimizing mechanical noise in the drivers. Our main focus is actually not maybe the best linearity when designing a driver or the best, but it is removing these dynamic unlinearities that we have that is so inherent. And every time you have a driver that relies on a mechanical loss, you have a very big dynamic unlinearity. And that makes the soundstage nervous. But when you take that away, then of course you have to add the damping someplace else. When you have no mechanical damping, you have to add electrical damping. But electrical damping is much more linear and dynamically linear. So that's a much better way of controlling things.
So that's where you work, and you work in that domain in your design goals.
Yeah, we work in the domain of removing noise, that being noise from mechanical, from the movement. One big thing is when you try to make something very efficient, you narrow down the magnet gap. And because of that, you create turbulence when the voice cord is moving, because there's not enough room to create very high velocity airstreams around your voice cord. That's very good for cooling, but it's very poor for noise because it makes the voice cord vibrate, and that vibration is translated directly out into your cones. Now, those are things you cannot measure, but it's things you can very, very easily hear.
I don't know.
I think the high-end industry has a very big task ahead of us, because never has so many people listened to two-channel music as today, because everybody is wearing headsets or headphones, and headphones are free from these resonances, box resonances, driver resonances, etc., etc. And when they come into a room at a high-end show and hear speakers, they think, oh, this is artificial, this is not the way it's supposed to sound, because they're used to something else. And I think that what we try to achieve is to have that same resolving power, that clarity, that focus that you have from headphones. That is the reference. And once we get at that level, people will start migrating from headphones into the industry, and the industry can boom again. I think that's it.
Well, we're working on that on our side with our YouTube videos, and a lot of young people look at our YouTube videos. Our YouTube videos in Europe and in Asia are viewed by much younger people than in the United States, and all of our new subscribers on our YouTube channels are younger than people that subscribe to the traditional press. So you get
we see a big migration of things. We see when I walk the street of Aarhus where I live. 2 years ago, I never saw young people with vinyl. Today, I see it almost every day. Young people walking away with vinyl. So I have a sensation that actually the interest in music is growing again. And not only the interest in sound, but the interest in real music. That's why young people bother to get a turntable, to get it up. So I see also an interest in young people getting into better and better hi-fi.
Well, it's good times for all of us. Thank you very much for being you're bringing your gifts to the marketplace. Everybody loves it.
You're very welcome.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Michael from Raidho?